If you guys are struggling in Diamond Rank in Fortnite Chapter 2 Remix, this video is for you. Diamond Rank is probably one of the hardest ranks in the last few seasons, but today I have a solution on how you can gain the most percentage in every ranked game you play. You don't have to be the best fighter to gain percentage. I mean, bruh, look at Bushcamp Dad. I already know that guy's probably already unreal. So you just have to follow the step-to-step guide and you will most definitely get out of a diamond and hit unreal in no time. Now, let's get into the video. Let's first talk about what kind of player are you? Are you more of a passive player or aggressive player? If you are more of an aggressive player, I will land at a place with mythics, like the Grotto or the Snoop Dogg POI. But if you're more of a passive player, of course, land at a POI without any mythics, or you can land at a non-POI, but you have to make sure it at least has decent loot. It's not very hard to find a good POI because there's so many good POIs in the Chapter 2 map. But if you really can't find one, let's go to Fortnite.gg real quick. So now that we're on Fortnite.gg, okay, of course we're gonna go to the Chapter 2 map, and you're gonna basically try to find a POI that you like. All right, there's so many POIs on this map. It's crazy. This map's huge. There's probably like 10 or 15 POIs, honestly. Pick what POI you want. If you're more of a passive player, probably go somewhere like Slurpy Swamp or Misty Meadows maybe, or just somewhere on the outside. Probably not Sweaty Sands, it's pretty contested, but go somewhere that's probably not in the middle of the map, because obviously the Dog Pound, there's gonna be a million people there. Just make sure go somewhere on the outside of the map. Like over here, there's probably a good amount of chests. The yacht, even maybe, not many people go to the yacht. There's a vault there, there's a lot of good chests there, so you could low-key go there. But if you like W King, but you don't want to fight too many people off spawn, I'll probably go to Retail. Retail would be a really good spot. Lazy Lake, there's a good amount of people there. You're gonna be a lot of fighting, probably a little too much. If you like a lot of fighting, go to Lazy Lake. And also Holly Hedges, that's a pretty good spot too. There'll only be like a couple people there, so if you like a balance, probably Holly Hedges is probably the best bet. But I mean, there's so many options on this map, it's crazy. My favorite, I like going Pleasant Park because I mean, it's OG, bruh. I like all the houses, I like the layout, everything. I know where every chest spawn is, which is very important. If you don't know certain chest spawns at your location, make sure you practice them a little bit, have a rotation in mind. So basically after you get out of Pleasant, make sure you rotate, over here to this bridge or this farm place over here. Just always have rotations in mind, always be thinking ahead. After you figure out what POI you want to land at consistently, you have to try to master that drop spot. Like I said earlier in the video, have a consistent plan on how every game should go. You guys have a plan. Like I said, let's say if you land at Pleasant Park, make sure you rotate to the bridge, or if you land Misty Meadows, obviously loot up, kill a couple people there, and rotate outside of that, go to a different POI or go somewhere else to get certain loot, like go fish. Just always have a plan in mind, but you guys gotta always remember, the game plan won't go as you expect it will, because it's a battle royale. Every game's different, because sometimes you might get in some fights that take 3 or 4 minutes, and you're in a long fight and you just can't leave. So you always have to be ready to adjust and adapt. Make sure to memorize chest spawns, floor loot spawns, because when you do that, you put yourself in a massive advantage compared to other players, because most people, first off, they don't take time out doing that stuff, and two, you'll know where everything is and you can be in ahead. You can loot up quick as you can and go fight as fast as you want off spawn. Like I said, make sure you use Fortnite.gg if you want to memorize chest spawns. But now let's talk about early game fighting. If you suck at early game fighting, don't land on a hot drop. It's pretty simple. Also, try to find your strengths and weaknesses, and whatever your weaknesses are, you should be practicing that in creative. You need to make sure you're improving on what you suck at in the game, because some people, they might have really good piece control or really good editing, but their aim's just complete garbage. So they're like, I don't know why I'm not winning fights. I mean, bruh, you can't hit your shots. You gotta make sure you're working on your aim, your mechanics, your edits, your peaks, your game awareness. All that matters when it comes to Battle Royale, because I mean, obviously you can practice creative, but if you can't apply it into the game, it's almost worthless. Now let's talk about mid-game. Mid-game will be different for everybody, because a lot of people land at different POIs, and some people might have like already 5 or 6 kills, or some people might not have any kills. Some people might have 5 wood, brick, and metal. They might have really good loot, weapons. Some people might have dog crap, so they can't really fight much. If you're that player that's already set up for endgame, they already have good loot, good weapons, you really don't need to fight. What I would do is just set yourself up for endgame. If you already have really good loot, there's no point in fighting. Of course, you might have some people that are trying to WQ you. Of course, fight those people. Don't start running away. When you start running away, those players, you're just like, wow, this guy's scared of me. And they're just going to keep pressing you, and they're just going to chase you across the map. So, of course, if you get in a fight you can't avoid, obviously make sure to fight them. Make sure to do good damage. If you can get like a nice pump with like 100 pump, you make them back away, that's good. You can just run away, or you can just press that player and kill him. If you're already set up for mid-game, there's no point of fighting, because a lot of people love fighting mid-game, and there'll be so many third and fourth parties, so you want to try to avoid fighting mid-game as much as possible, but if you can't, of course, you got to fight them. And the reason why I say that is, first off, Endgame is worth so many more points compared to early and mid game. Like kills are almost doubled and placement is too. But if you have to fight mid game, keep these things in mind. Watch out for third and fourth parties, like I said, and also make sure you're box fighting people, not build fights, because when you start build fighting with people and start building up high to the sky, other players are going to see that, and you're just going to attract more players and get third and fourth parties. Make sure you fight people box fights. Even if the player keeps building up, just keep knocking them down. Just keep spraying them from below because you don't want to attract more players. Also, make sure to make smart peeks. Don't be exposing yourself like an idiot, making dumb old window edits, and just exposing yourself. Play smart, play calculated. Just don't run in there like a fool and just spray into his box and jump in. Make sure you have some peace. Make sure you're playing smart. Also, always try to get the first shots off. For example, if you see somebody running, and they don't see you, make sure crouch walk, go behind them. Hit him for like 60, 90 damage. Just make sure you get the first shots off, because when you do that, first off, you put yourself in a massive advantage because you already have the health advantage. You're already up like 100 HP. And two, that player's going to be playing on defense. You're going to be playing the offense because that player's going to be trying to healing, trying to pop minis. So make sure to sneak up on a player, get the first damages. If you have to fight mid game, you don't always have to fight the first person you see. Just be patient because some players will just keep running. You're going to chase them across the map and you're just going to waste your time. Just don't commit too hard, because a third party will eventually just start rolling up because, you're chasing the guy around the map and a third party's going to roll up like, yo, what's up, and just pop you in the face. So just make sure you're not chasing a guy like you chase these women. All right, now let's talk about endgame. When it comes to endgame, it's pretty simple. You don't have to do anything special. You don't have to be Booga. When playing endgame, you have to make sure you fight when you need to and make sure you make good rotations in moving zones. You never want to be behind in zones, because when you do that, you're going to get focused by other players. People are going to see that. You're obviously going to get beaten by 2 or 3 people, and you're going to be lobbied. Also, if you need to refresh, make it quick, because it's going to be moving zones. People are going to be, moving fast and be moving zones quickly, and people are just going to be shooting at you. So you got to make sure when you get a kill, get the refresh and get out. Make it quick as possible. Also, always try to rotate early. Pretty simple one, but you got to make sure you're aware where the zone's going, because you don't want to fall behind. Obviously, you're going to get popped, so don't fall behind with zones. Also, you want to be very spammy too when it comes to end games, because if you're that annoying player that's just spamming that scar or that drum gun or that minigun, you're just applying a pressure, that player's not going to have a chance to heal, because most of the time they're going to be low HP when it comes to endgame, because most people, they're behind in the zone, or they've been fighting a lot in endgame, they're getting shot from other people and they're already low. You want to make sure you're spammy and you just don't let them breathe. Don't let them pop minis. Don't even let them breathe for half a second. The last thing I want to say, I say this in every single one of my videos, the last thing I want to talk about is Fortnite isn't everything. Don't stress too much. Don't get hyped up because you're not having a good day. Because first off, it's just one day. You can just play tomorrow. Just don't stress too much and don't get too emotional over the game. Because there's so much more, of course, to Fortnite. Also, there's reload you can play. You can play zero builds. We don't always have to play rank. You don't always have to be ranking though, because some days you're just off. You're not Himothy today. That's okay. Sometimes you just go hang out with your family, go for a walk. Enjoy the simple things in life, because there's more than just this game. Let's be honest. Make sure you're playing Fortnite, having a good experience. Don't compare yourself to other people. Don't compare your skill, because we're all at different levels when it comes to our skill. Like if I compare myself to Clicks, bro, I'm gonna be like, dang, bro, I'm AIDS, bro. But no, you don't do that, because comparison is a thief of joy. All right, guys. I hope you guys got something from this. If you guys did, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, like the video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.